So, in case you missed the news yesterday, it's very exciting news if you happen to live, or perhaps not, close to the Bonaventure Expressway. The federal government, rather, is going to be investing, pretty serious here, $282 million.
Oh, is that all?
That's it, for a lift or facelift, I guess, for the Bonaventure Expressway. Now, the Bonaventure Expressway, the bottom part now, which starts like at Wellington when you get off that long strip, that's nicer than it used to be, although I never really had a problem with it before then. But now this is going to extend all the way back. And actually, you know, when you look at the plan, it does seem kind of nice to have. Imagine walking down a waterfront for a couple of kilometers.
Yes.
It's a lot of money. It's going to take a long time to get finished, by the way, but we'll get to that in a sec.
That's the issue.
I want you to hear from Federal Transportation Minister Pablo Rodriguez, who was in Montreal yesterday to make that announcement, along with a couple of others. Here's what he said.
This is something that I think that people will enjoy, and you still have the 3 lanes on each side, but they'll be moved like 150 feet from the water, so people will be able to go near the water. There will be parks and places where you can be with your family. So it's a positive step for Montreal.
It is. It looks nice. If you've seen the sketches, they seem nice, right?
And that is a beautiful stretch along the water there. It's a lovely drive as it is now. I just worry about the pain that it's going to take to get us to beautifying this area.
You have nothing to worry about. First of all, the work, Natasha, doesn't start until 2025. And if there's a new government in place by then, who knows, the work may not happen. But let's not even go there. Let's deal with something that for the first time in a long time, you alluded to this earlier on, CJAD Wall of Fame traffic reporter Rick Leckner thinks is not a bad idea for the city of Montreal in terms of development. Rick, thanks for being here. No, this is a good one. It's a good one.
For once, I can say something positive.
Yeah.
Hey, there you go.
I should point out the extension of the Bonaventure will have nothing to do with the extension of Cavendish. It doesn't go anywhere near there. But in the interim...
Which has again been delayed, but let's not be negative.
But we talked about that earlier in the week. So
let's
talk about this instead. A lot of money being thrown at this. You've seen the plans, and I mean, again, it's hard to say this is not pretty. It is, right?
It's extremely pretty. Let's face the facts. What we have now is downright ugly. All right. So as you mentioned, very factually, the section from Wellington North under Denis Coderre was redone. Looks much nicer. And this will be even nicer from the plans. I mean, there's really everything positive to say about it from an environmental aspect. I really think that as one approaches Montreal, in line with the very stunning Champlain Bridge, it places us in a different league in a very positive way. It's really good looking, and it will really welcome people to a great city in a great way.
Oh, okay, but so
Wouldn't it be great if we could just stop there?
I know, right?
Yeah. Okay, Natasha, come on, it's almost holiday season.
Okay, I'm going to try and be generous here, but basically you're taking...
I know you live in NDG, and that's a whole different story, but go ahead.
Yes, I know. I have good reasons to be a Grinch.
Yes, you do.
All the time. It's an expressway, right? It's sort of a mini highway right now, and it is going to be turned into a boulevard. So what kind of impact could this have on traffic? Because millions of cars use this.
You've done your homework, because there is definitely a distinction between a highway and autoroute, which it is now, and a boulevard. So the two key things, the difference with a boulevard versus an expressway, number one is capacity, how much volume it can handle, and speed. Okay, when I say speed or interruptions, because there'll be intersections with traffic lights. So from the Champlain Bridge or Nuns Island into Montreal, they are lowering the limit from 70 to 50, and you'll have, I think it's 2 intersections. So, yes, it'll take a little bit longer to get in. There's still going to be 3 lanes in each direction, but I really do believe that given the plan, it's worth the difference or the extra minute or 3 that it may take.
Okay, that's when it's completed.
Okay, but let's be honest. Until we get to the completed part, that's way down the road. How badly is this going to affect traffic? This is a roadway, what they say, 20 million trips a year through here.
First of all, we are, I think you mentioned the word pain. I think we're accustomed to pain when it comes to construction. They're talking about maintaining 2 lanes in each direction. We lived through the major pain of rebuilding the Turcotte interchange which was probably the only project that was on time and within budget, and that was really difficult. So I can't see this being as bad as that, but yes, there will likely be some interruptions in flow and in the time it takes you to move from point A to point B. But at the end of the day, I think it's going to be worth it. I really do, based on what we see that the plan is. Will it be the $282 million? Well, that's a whole other question.
And will it be completed by 2029?
Well, again, this is a federal project, and they did not badly with the Champlain.
That's true.
That's fair. Credit where credit is due.
Okay, so we have reason to be optimistic here.
Yes.
And then will we be able to effectively share that space, since it's going to be, there's going to be pedestrian walkways, bike paths, green spaces, and cars? Do you see this being, will we be able to peacefully share the space?
Again, according to the plan, Natasha, there seems to be enough distance, separation between the walkways, which other cities have, and the boulevard. So, and again, it's going to be a boulevard, not an expressway, not a highway. I mean, nothing in Montreal is really an expressway. That's a misnomer for sure. Mm-hmm. But I think it's going to be, according to the plan, going to be great, and we should applaud this initiative and for once be happy about something positive and something that's forward-looking.
Okay, I want to ask a question for people who don't grasp exactly where this is going to go. So I mentioned starting at Wellington, which has now become that urban boulevard, if you will, all the way up when you go up University and end up at Pine. This will go from there heading the other way, so heading south. So this basically would connect you right up until the 15, like to Nuns Island?
Yeah, basically where you exit the Champlain Bridge.
Okay. So all the way from there right into downtown.
That whole beautiful stretch.
Downtown.
It goes.
You're looking at a completely different environment.
Well, I guess that's fair. I mean, there's nothing there now that's really worth,
except
kind of looking at and going.
The water's beautiful. It is a beautiful drive along the water, but it seems like with this project, you will still have that. Yeah. It'll just be a slower drive. So the pain is worth the gain.
I think so. And the other thing that as you mentioned it, that comes to mind is that, that can be a dangerous stretch as well when the winds are bad in the winter and the wind is coming off the water. So the whole route boulevard will be moved
away from
northward.
The water, right? Okay.
So with trees, so there will be some separation / protection from what there is now.
Okay, so we can agree. I think I know you're concerned about traffic construction, whatever. We can agree though that it looks pretty good. If it'll get finished on time and on budget, we should all be happy with this when it's done.
We should be happy because this, for once, sounds like a great idea. And if it is implemented as planned, we'll be ahead of the game.
I suggest, Natasha, before you ask another question, we leave it at this.
Okay, here's what I want to ask. Do you remember the last time you liked an idea that was put forth, like that you saw a plan, you're like, ooh, that looks good. And did it actually come true?
I'm old, but not that old.
And we'll leave it at that.